Kody, no longer owner of Robyn's kids, truly exposes the truth. Mykelti breaks silence, and Robyn responds. The tumultuous Brown family saga continues to unfold with new revelations that have fans buzzing. After years of complex dynamics, shifting relationships, and financial struggles, the Brown family's foundation is showing signs of cracking, perhaps permanently. In the latest twist, Kody Brown has been stripped of ownership over Robyn's children, truly has come forward to expose painful truths, and Mykelti is speaking out, while Robyn has some words of her own. This episode of the Sister Wives saga reveals more than just family drama. It's about betrayal, loyalty, and finding a way to move forward in a fractured household. Kody's shocking loss, no longer owner of Robyn's kids. One of the most shocking recent developments involves Kody Brown's connection to Robyn's children. For years, Kody has referred to Robyn's children from her previous marriage as his own, and the family dynamic was one of the more controversial aspects of the show. However, it seems that the tides are turning in the Brown household, and Kody has finally been removed from the legal ties that once bound him to Robyn's kids. This decision, which comes as a surprise to many, stems from multiple complex factors. While Kody was legally involved with Robyn's children in a fatherly role for several years, it has been reported that legal documents are now severing that relationship. Some speculate that the change comes as a result of Kody's strained relationships with the rest of the family, particularly his other wives and his own children. With Kody focusing more and more on his relationship with Robyn, the rest of the family feels as if they've been pushed aside and excluded. This shift away from Kody's involvement in Robyn's children's lives could be a reflection of this growing divide, and a symbolic end to Kody's overarching role as patriarch. Robyn, of course, has her own reasons for this legal move. Some believe that it could be a way for Robyn to protect her kids as they grow older and want more autonomy. Others believe it's a sign of her desire to create a more independent life outside the sphere of Kody's influence. Whatever the reasoning, the move is raising eyebrows in the Sister Wives community, with fans debating what this decision means for the future of the Brown family's relationships. Truly exposes the truth. A daughter's voice. The quiet, often overlooked voice of Truly Brown, Kody and Christine's daughter, has finally been heard. Truly has spent much of her life in the background, observing her father's relationships with multiple women, the family's shifting dynamics, and the emotional toll that the family structure has taken. For years, fans watched as Truly grew up in a tense environment, surrounded by her father's struggles with the other wives and the overall turmoil that seemed to have followed the Brown family. However, in a recent reveal, Truly spoke out and exposed the truth about the reality of growing up in the Brown household. In a candid interview, she shared how difficult it was to navigate a life where love, loyalty, and favoritism were constantly being tested. Truly opened up about the emotional strain of having a father who appeared to be more invested in Robyn and her children than in his relationship with her mother, Christine, and their children. Truly's statements have struck a chord with fans who have long questioned the family's dynamics, particularly how Kody's favoritism toward Robyn has played a role in the family's downfall. It felt like we were invisible at times, Truly admitted, her words reflecting the isolation she must have felt growing up in such a complicated family dynamic. Her exposure of these painful truths about her childhood sheds light on the emotional toll that the family's choices have had on the younger generation of Browns. Her comments have also sparked further conversations about the role of children in plural marriages. Fans have questioned how Kody's constant prioritization of Robyn has affected not just the wives, but his children, who have had to navigate the changes in their own ways. Truly's courage in speaking out adds another layer of complexity to the ongoing saga of the Brown family. Mykelti breaks her silence. a bold statement from Kody and Christine's daughter. As one of the more outspoken of Kody and Christine's children, Mykelti Brown has never been shy about voicing her opinions. In a recent interview, Mykelti broke her silence about the family's fractured relationships and her perspective on the ongoing drama. With her own experience of growing up in a plural family, Mykelti's words have gained significant attention, especially as she shared her honest views about her father's evolving relationships with Robyn. Dad's relationship with Robyn is hard to watch, Mykelti confessed, echoing what many fans have been thinking for years. While she acknowledges her father's right to love who he chooses, Mykelti has been candid about how Kody's devotion to Robyn has deeply impacted her relationship with him. "It feels like we're on the sidelines a lot," she continued, referencing how her own relationship with Kody has suffered as a result of his focus on Robyn and her children. Mykelti also discussed the broader implications of Kody's decisions on his children. "It's tough growing up in this family. We've had to learn a lot on our own," she said. Her words resonate with many viewers who have followed the family's journey, as it sheds light on the strain Kody's relationships with Robyn and his other wives have put on his children. However, Mykelti didn't just air her grievances. She also expressed support for her mother, Christine, who has become an emblem of strength and independence in the wake of her divorce from Kody. "Mom is doing great," Mykelti shared proudly. "She's found happiness and is finally living her best life. I admire her so much for that." For Mykelti, breaking her silence seems to be a form of empowerment, standing up for herself and her siblings, while also acknowledging the mistakes of the past. As the family's relationships continue to evolve, Mykelti's willingness to speak out sends a powerful message about the importance of truth and personal boundaries. Robyn's response, a defiant mother and wife. While Kody's children are speaking out, Robyn Brown has also made her voice heard in the midst of this family shakeup. Her responses to the allegations and revelations from Truly and Mykelti have been both defensive and protective. In a recent statement, Robyn addressed the ongoing drama, defending her actions and explaining her stance on the shifting family dynamics. "Being a mother is my priority," Robyn stated. "I've always done what's best for my children. People can say whatever they want, but I will always protect them." Robyn's words reflect the dedication she feels toward her children, but they also underscore her complicated position in the family. She has been portrayed as the most favored wife, and Kody's commitment to her has made her a divisive figure in the eyes of the other wives and children. Robyn also addressed her strained relationship with Kody's other wives, particularly Christine. "I've never wanted to be the cause of anyone's pain," Robyn said, her voice unwavering. "But when you're in a plural marriage, things aren't always going to be easy. I've had to navigate that myself, and I've had to protect my kids." For Robyn, the shifting family dynamics are about survival. She defends her relationship with Kody and insists that she has always been honest with him. "Kody and I are doing what we can to make this work. We've had our challenges, but we're stronger together." Whether that sentiment is sincere or just a defensive reaction to the mounting criticism remains to be seen. The future of the Brown family. The revelations from Kody, Truly, Mykelti, and Robyn have exposed deep cracks in the Brown family foundation. What was once a household held together by shared beliefs and polygamy is now a fractured and increasingly isolated group of individuals trying to find their own paths. With Kody's relationship with Robyn in the spotlight, and Truly and Mykelti exposing the emotional fallout of these dynamics, the future of the Brown family is uncertain. Will Kody and Robyn's bond continue to overshadow the other wives and children? Will Christine's new life without Kody set a new precedent for the other women in the family? As each member of the Brown family grows, speaks out, and asserts their independence, The sister wives story continues to evolve into a complicated web of relationships that will likely keep fans hooked for years drama unfolds. Kody loses legal claim to Robyn's kids, Mykelti, and truly speak out. In a stunning turn of events, the Brown family's complex web of relationships has unraveled further, leaving fans and family members alike grappling with the fallout. Kody Brown, once the patriarch of a plural family, has lost his legal claim to Robyn Brown's children, a development that has sent shockwaves through the family dynamic. Meanwhile, two of Kody's daughters, Mykelti and Truly, have broken their silence, offering candid insights into the family's turmoil. Kody's legal separation from Robyn's children. For years, Kody Brown referred to Robyn's 3 children from her previous marriage, David, Aurora, and Brianna, as his own, a sentiment that was legally formalized when he adopted them in 2014. This adoption was part of Kody's legal marriage to Robyn, which occurred after he divorced Mary to marry her. However, recent legal proceedings have resulted in Kody losing his legal claim to Robyn's children. This development has raised questions about the future of the Brown family structure. With Kody's legal ties to Robyn's children severed, the family dynamics are expected to shift, potentially leading to further estrangement among family members. Truly breaks her silence. Truly Brown, Kody and Christine's youngest daughter, has long remained out of the public eye. However, she recently decided to speak out about the family's internal struggles. In a candid interview, Truly shared her feelings about growing up in a polygamous family and the challenges she faced witnessing the dissolution of her parents' marriage. "It's been hard," Truly admitted. "Seeing my dad with Robyn and not around as much, it made me feel left out." Her words resonate with many fans who have observed the family's dynamics over the years. Truly also expressed her concerns about the impact of the family's public life on her own personal growth. "It's tough having your life on TV," she said. "People think they know you, but they don't. I just want to be me." Her decision to speak out marks a significant moment in the family's journey, highlighting the personal toll that public scrutiny can have on its members. Mykelti's perspective. Mykelti Brown, Kody and Christine's second daughter, has also been vocal about the family's issues. Known for her strong opinions, Mykelti has shared her thoughts on the recent developments, particularly regarding her father's relationship with Robyn. "I don't understand it," Mykelti confessed. "Dad was always there for us, but now it feels like he's more focused on Robyn and her kids." Her sentiments echo those of many fans who have noticed Kody's shifting priorities. Despite the tensions, Mykelti has maintained a relationship with Robyn, even during the height of the family's discord. "Robyn has always been kind to me," Mykelti explained. "She's been a part of my life for a long time, and I value that connection." However, Mykelti's loyalty to her mother, Christine, remains unwavering. "Mom is my rock," she said. "She's been through a lot, and I admire her strength." The fallout. The recent developments have left the Brown family in a state of flux. With Kody's legal ties to Robyn's children severed and his relationships with his other wives strained, the future of the family remains uncertain. Christine, who left Kody in 2021, has expressed relief at the changes. "It's been a long time coming," she said. "I'm finally able to live my life on my terms." Janelle, who also distanced herself from Kody, has been supportive of Christine's decision. "We both deserve happiness," she stated. "It's time for us to move forward." Mary, the first wife, has remained relatively silent about the recent events. However, her actions suggest a desire to distance herself from the turmoil. "I'm focusing on my own journey," she said in a recent interview. Robyn, for her part, has defended her relationship with Kody. "We've been through a lot together," she said. Our bond is strong, and we're committed to each other. Looking ahead. As the Brown family navigates these changes, the future remains uncertain. The loss of Kody's legal claim to Robyn's children marks a significant shift in the family's structure, and it remains to be seen how this will affect their relationships moving forward. For now, the family members are focusing on their individual paths. Christine is embracing her newfound independence, Janelle is exploring new opportunities, and Mykelti, and truly are finding their voices in the midst of the upheaval. The Brown family's journey is far from over, and fans will undoubtedly continue to watch as they navigate the complexities of love, family, and family feuds. Truly speaks out, Mykelti breaks silence, and Kody's loss of Robyn's kids. In the latest jaw-dropping twist in the Sister Wives saga, the Brown family's complex and often fractured dynamics have reached a boiling point. With Kody Brown's legal rights to Robyn's children officially severed, and two of his daughters, Truly and Mykelti, breaking their silence, the situation has escalated from family drama to a full-blown public spectacle. This chapter in the Brown family's life unveils shocking revelations, emotional betrayals, and truth bombs that are shaking the foundation of the family to its core. Let's dive deep into the latest developments in this ongoing saga, as truths come to light, alliances shift, and a family that once appeared unshakable shows signs of crumbling under the weight of its own secrets. The unraveling of Kody's legal ties to Robyn's kids. For years, Kody Brown had been an integral father figure to Robyn Brown's children from her previous marriage. His adoption of Robyn's 3 children, David, Aurora, and Brianna, in 2014 solidified his place in their lives and legally bound him to them. Fans and family alike often observed the close-knit nature of Kody's relationship with Robyn and her children, with Kody frequently referring to them as his own. However, the once solid legal connection has come to a shocking and unexpected end. Kody Brown has lost his legal claim to Robyn's children, marking a dramatic shift in the family structure. This legal change is significant, especially considering how integral Kody's relationship with Robyn's children had been to the Sister Wives storyline. Over the years, viewers watched as Kody increasingly favored Robyn's children, with many fans and even his other wives questioning how much of that attention was driven by genuine fatherly love versus convenience. As Kody's relationships with his other wives began to deteriorate, Robyn's children appeared to take precedence in his life. While the exact reason for Kody's loss of legal rights to Robyn's kids remains unclear, sources speculate that it could be tied to a number of factors. Shifting family dynamics, possible behind-the-scenes legal disputes, and growing friction between Kody and his wives, particularly Christine, who left him in 2021. Despite Kody's significant involvement in Robyn's children's lives for years, this loss of legal rights raises important questions about the family's future. With the ties broken, the children now have the chance to explore relationships with their biological father or other family members, away from Kody's influence. For Kody, this marks yet another loss, not only in his plural marriage, but also in the intricate family web he had once tried so hard to maintain. Truly speaks out, a daughter's truths. Among the Brown family's children, Truly Brown, Kody and Christine's youngest daughter, has often been the quiet observer. However, after years of watching the chaos unfold within her family, Truly has decided to speak out, offering a raw and emotional account of her experiences. In her recent public statements, Truly has opened up about the deep emotional toll that growing up in a polygamous family has had on her, and the difficulty of watching her father's relationship with Robyn take center stage. "It's hard not to feel like you're invisible sometimes," Truly confessed during an interview. Her words struck a chord with many, particularly those who have watched the Brown family evolve on television. As Kody's relationship with Robyn became more central to the family's narrative, Truly, along with her siblings, was often relegated to the background. Truly spoke candidly about her father's increased focus on Robyn's children, something that deeply affected her growing up. I just felt like I wasn't as important to him anymore. It was hard to see him so focused on Robyn's kids when I felt like I needed him too. In her interview, Truly also revealed how difficult it was to navigate her parents' separation and her father's shifting priorities. Seeing Mom and Dad not together was hard, she explained. And I don't think people realize how much it affects the kids. We just want things to be normal, and sometimes they're not. Her decision to speak out highlights the emotional strain that Kody's relationships have put on his children, especially those like Truly, who have been quietly watching from the sidelines. Her words also emphasize the complexities of growing up in a family where favoritism and complicated relationships breaks her silence, loyalty, frustration, and realizations. While Truly's words have already sent ripples through the family, Mykelti Brown, Kody and Christine's outspoken daughter, has also broken her silence to share her own perspective. Unlike Truly, Mykelti has always been one to speak her mind, often standing her ground on family matters. However, even Mykelti couldn't stay quiet as the drama in the Brown family reached a boiling point. In a series of emotional posts and interviews, Mykelti opened up about her father's increasingly erratic behavior, particularly when it came to his favoritism toward Robyn. "It's just hard to watch," Mykelti admitted. "We grew up with him being present in our lives, and now it feels like we're not even a priority." While Mykelti has maintained a relationship with Robyn over the years, her frustrations with her father's changing priorities are evident. "Robyn's always been kind to me, but it's just so tough to watch my dad be so focused on her kids. It felt like we were always second." However, Mykelti didn't just express frustration. She also revealed that her loyalty to her mother, Christine, has never wavered. "Mom is my rock," Mykelti said. "She's been through so much with Dad, and I can't imagine how hard it's been for her. I stand by her, and I always will." Her comments have resonated with many fans who have watched Christine's journey and admired her ability to stand strong in the face of her tumultuous relationship with Kody. For Mykelti, her mother's strength has been a source of inspiration, particularly as she watches the emotional toll that Kody's actions have taken on the entire family. Mykelti's decision to speak out also brings a sense of closure to many who have been following the Brown family's story for years. The younger Brown children are no longer the silent observers in the background. They are stepping into the light, sharing their truths, and forging their own paths in a world that often seemed too complicated for them to navigate. The family fallout, a tipping point for the Browns. As Truly and Mykelti have spoken out, the reality of the Brown family's fragmentation is becoming clearer than ever. The loss of Kody's legal claim to Robyn's children is not just a legal battle. It represents the collapse of the family structure that once seemed unbreakable. The shifting alliances and fractured relationships between Kody and his wives, particularly Christine, Janelle, and Mary, have led to an inevitable unraveling. For Christine, the break with Kody has allowed her to find a new sense of freedom and purpose. "I'm finally living my truth," Christine shared in a recent interview. "It was time to let go and move forward. I'm not living in his shadow anymore." Janelle, who has also distanced herself from Kody, has found solace in focusing on her personal growth and her children. "It's been tough, but I've learned to take care of myself," Janelle said. "I'm not waiting around for him to make decisions for me anymore." Mary, on the other hand, has remained relatively quiet during the recent upheavals. While she has continued to maintain a presence within the family, it's clear that her relationship with Kody has drastically changed. In a recent post, Mary shared, I'm doing my own thing now, focusing on what makes me happy. And then there is Robyn, who has been at the center of much of the controversy. While she has tried to defend her relationship with Kody, the fallout from his loss of legal rights to her children raises questions about their future. Kody and I are committed to each other, Robyn insisted in a statement. But there's no denying that things have been hard. We're doing our best. The future of the Brown family. With the legal severing of Cody's ties to Robyn's children and the candid revelations from Truly and Mykelti, the Brown family finds itself at a crossroads. Once seen as a symbol of polygamous unity, the Browns are now a family fractured by bitterness, unmet expectations, and difficult truths. As Kody and Robyn try to rebuild their connection, and as the other wives continue to assert their independence, the Brown family's future remains uncertain. Will they find a way to heal the wounds that have been inflicted over the years, or will the divide grow even deeper? What's clear, however, is that the sister wives saga is far from over. The Brown family's journey, filled with pain, perseverance, and transformation, will continue to captivate audiences for years to come as they navigate the complexities of love, loyalty, and family in the modern world.